Taking down the house. What is going on?
Down the house. Burning down the house.
We didn't even do the intro yet.
We didn't. No, we didn't.
Oh man, I don't even remember what I was gonna say for the intro. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our brand new podcast called Speedcast, where we talk about whatever the fuck we want to. What's the deal with that airplane food?
Airplane food. All right. What's the deal with airplane food in different sections of the airplane?
Yeah, you know,
right?
Like I've never been on an airplane, but I know like they.
I've never eaten food on an airplane. I've had actually a pack of peanuts on an airplane.
You know, I have this conspiracy that they feed anybody who's not first class, like the scraps. Like anything that like the first class people are like, I don't want. They're like, okay, just throw that back on the grill and serve it to the fucking peasants.
I've read this article
back.
like 2 days ago. It was talking about, it was a real situation. This person had brought a dog onto the airplane. I'm assuming it was one of those like, you know, like job dogs, like anxiety dogs, whatever. Like the helper dog. Yeah, service dog. Thank you. And apparently the lady that was at the end of the aisle thought the dog was really cute, so she wanted to pick it up and hold it. Not her dog, right? So the person whose dog it was,
a service
window seat.
dog?
I think it was that's why I'm confused.
Those.
That's why I'm confused if it was a service dog or if the lady just brought the dog on the plane.
Okay.
So the window seat lady, that was her dog. The lady sitting in the aisle seat thought the dog was cute, wanted to pick it up and hold it. So I'm assuming, hopefully, wasn't a service dog. She goes to pick up the dog, and the dog had really bad diarrhea, right? Shit everywhere. Now, instead of her just putting the dog back down, whatever happened, I guess the dog tweaked out because he shit everywhere and literally started to haul ass across the entire plane.
Hold up, wait.
Apparently,
you're saying the dog shit like all over
the plane? So I'm thinking the way she picked the dog up, squeezed the stomach, and like shit just got everywhere, right? So it's all over this person.
Ate some fucking like tiramisu or something.
She puts him back down in this shit pile, right? So now he's covered in his own shit, running around the plane, getting shit on everybody else. So all these people, as he's passing, are putting their legs up, they're screaming.
Yo,
right?
Let me tell you one thing. That is probably one of the only few cases that I would throw hands with a dog.
Yo, dead ass. Throw hands, paws, whatever the fuck they need me to throw, because that's terrible. That and the owner, like, get up your
the
fucking dog.
side hatch, bro, and everybody's going out.
Get your dog.
I don't care, bro. As long as the shit is off me, I will fucking get sucked out of this airplane. I don't care.
So anyway, point base of me bringing up the dog shitting all over everywhere. Back to the service on which section of the plane you're on. After that whole ordeal was over, the dog was chilling, watching some movie for the rest of the flight. The front end of the flight got offered wine for the stress factor of what just took place, and the back end did not.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
So because of that whole stressy situation, the fronter end of the plane, I'm assuming like first class area, they all got offered wine. The backer end of the plane got offered nothing.
See, that's what I'm fucking talking about. They don't care about
What's
us
the
peasants,
difference,
man.
Why is it different in the back of a plane?
They're used to shit being all over them. They're fucking in the back like peasants. They're like used to it.
They don't need wine.
They'll lick it up. Poop. They're already hungry enough. They'll just lick it up off of their shoes. Fucking peasants. Yo, you know what I seen? It was actually pretty funny, but I think it's fucking unnecessary as hell. There was this video of this lady with the peacock, an emotional support peacock in the plane. And its tail was like fucking going everywhere, dude. You never seen that?
No.
You never seen
How
that?
do you train a peacock?
Dude, I mean, I don't even think you train it. I think she just like signed it up so she can be a fucking asshole and bring it everywhere.
But dude, like, there's definitely people who like sign their animal up for service, and it has no need of being any type of service animal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this shit is fucking ridiculous. Look. Bitch just walks on like it's like nothing. Just slapping everywhere, man.
Bro, there ain't no... First of all,
Shit.
you gotta get that motherfucker a service jacket.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. And all right,
Can
ready?
you imagine you're like sleeping in your seat and you get smacked in the face with a fucking giant peacock feather?
I'd
like,
honestly
that's
be happy.
No,
I wouldn't even be
right.
upset.
That would be pretty
Especially
cool.
if I woke up from my sleep and saw a peacock right in front of me.
I wouldn't know if I was up yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be like...
Especially if it was like in somebody's arm.
I was like, damn, that's a fucking really creepy looking baby.
The closest... The closest I've ever been to a peacock, I was in the Bronx Zoo. And it was like, maybe from here to where that poster is. So like, all of 5 feet away from me.
Let you like walk straight up to the peacocks in the
Yeah!
Bronx Zoo.
It opened its fucking tail right in front of me. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
I think that means it wanted to fuck you. Either fuck you or fight you. I don't remember what their mating thing is, or their fighting thing.
Well,
it's one of the two, or both.
I don't know.
So it maybe wanted to fuck.
I don't know whether to be...
you up, you know?
I don't know whether to take that as a compliment, or I hope it didn't want to fight me, because I thought it was gorgeous. And there was like a bunch of them just walking around. There was no... and that was my thing, too. Where the fuck did they come from? Right? Because there was no, like, peacock viewing section, right? There was no, like, oh, these are the peacocks, these are the buffalo, whatever. It was just no main section for peacocks, and they were just out and about, walking around with you. So, did they just get peacocks in that zoo to walk with people? Yeah, and man. Why only peacocks? Why not train, like, a monkey to be nice and, like, have them walk around?
Yeah, I feel like I would much rather... Like, birds are cool, but, like, we see birds all the time. It doesn't matter that it's a bigger, fucking, more vibrant bird. We don't want to see that. We don't see fucking monkeys running around all the time.
Right.
Like, I want to pet a fucking monkey. If I wanted to pet a goat, I'd fucking, like, sneak onto a farm or something. You know what I mean? You can't just fucking, like, find a monkey in the wild and, like, look at it.
And that also brings me to think, like, people who get exotic animals as pets. Right? So hear me out. For me, personally, I have my own limitations for that. So, like, I think it's completely unacceptable to have something like a tiger. Right? Why? Because a tiger shouldn't be domesticated.
I don't care
as
if
cool
it
as it
my
is.
Face off like fucking
no,
like
no,
10
fuck
years
that.
Down the line,
That's the chances you're taking getting an animal like that,
I don't
right?
fucking care, bro.
But
like
they are meant to run.
Run free.
You know what I mean? And then what?
I would see. My exception would be like if I was to get like a tiger or a bear, I would have a huge property so it can do that stuff. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And like I'd fence off my property line so it does. There's not like a fucking tiger going through the neighborhood.
But then that's my point.
But yo,
for me
can you
personally,
imagine
like
somebody
getting
trying
a
to
monkey
fucking?
is fine.
Can you imagine trying to break into somebody's house and instead of a
dude,
fucking dog coming out of the room barking at you, you hear.
Yo,
and
I had a
it's just
teacher.
a fucking tiger.
I had a teacher in Perth Amboy. She told me how she had. It was a wolf hybrid. So hers was like usually nowadays if we hear about wolf hybrids, they're like 20 to 30% wolf, the rest whatever type of dog. She had one that was apparently like 80% wolf and like 20% dog. All right, so this thing, if I'm almost 6 foot tall, this thing's head came up to like my nipple. So like standing on all fours, it was almost 5 feet tall. Right? So if that motherfucker stood on his hind legs, he's like pushing like 11, 12 feet long.
Yeah, it's a whole ass person.
That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, her neighbor ends up breaking into their house late at night. And apparently this wolf hybrid was all black, so you can't see him. Her neighbor was taking like, just furniture, whatever, and literally just putting it in his car right out front. Apparently, the wolf hybrid was just walking back and forth, waiting for him to come back in. He got back into the living room, and this motherfucker bit his kneecap off.
What?
Bit his whole kneecap off.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's
Takes him
solid,
by like his shoulder and drags him out onto the front porch and circles his body for 3 hours.
What was it?
It was a wolf hybrid. So basically, almost all percentage of wolf.
Like, that's fucking solid, bro. If that's how I'm going out that way. Like, it's just one of those things that you sign. If you fucking get a whole ass.
And I'm pretty sure the guy survived. But like just one little he didn't attack him. But he just snuck up to him and just your kneecap's gone.
That's kind of like you sign that. You kind of sign that off when you say, hey, I want a fucking apex predator as a pet.
You absolutely do.
It's the same as letting like a fucking serial killer in your house and be like, oh shit, he killed my grandma.
The scary part to me wasn't the kneecap thing. Like, that's just obvious. A wolf, obviously, their mouths are huge.
Yeah.
Does not take much. But the part where it took him outside of the house, and literally what it was doing was waiting for him to die for 3 hours. He was circling his body for 3 hours. What, to eat him? You know what I mean? Like, bro.
They have fun with that
that's
shit. They
sick
love that shit, man.
Sadly, it had to get put down,
shit.
not because he attacked anybody, but because they figured out he was mainly wolf. So, you know, they didn't really, they didn't have any other choice because the dog itself was illegal. Yeah. But, bro, I can't.
That's insane.
Imagine that,
I mean, dude, I like, if I own a tiger, I kind of like, you know, that's something you got to get used to sleeping with one eye open.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like being in the mob.
And like, if that was me, I'd look at my neighbor and go,
it's an adrenaline.
You know, like,
you know what I mean? Like,
do you want me to apologize? You're lucky he didn't fucking eat you. Like,
yeah. Oh, he did that to the neighbor?
That's the neighbor broke into their house at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And was like just taking stuff out.
So he fucking deserved that. Yeah,
yeah,
like,
right.
Fuck
That's
you,
what
bro.
I'm saying.
He was protecting his territory, bro.
Right. That's why
there was
he
no
shouldn't
reason
have been
for him
touched.
to be put down.
The only reason he was put down, not because he attacked the guy, but because he was 80% wolf.
No fucking way, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Fucking insane.
Screw that, man. No, I'd be mad as hell. I'd be fucking nah. I would fucking be mad as hell if somebody tried to kill my fucking animal because of that.
Right, bro. That's what I'm saying. All it was doing was protecting you.
That's why I'm saying it would be fucking awesome to own a tiger because it's like, could you imagine
bro,
that motherfucker breaks in the house and like a tiger bites his kneecap off?
You're lucky if your tiger doesn't decide to eat one of your friends because it smells meat one day.
That's like,
let alone fuck somebody breaking in,
you know
like
what,
somebody
though?
you invited.
That's a price you guys have to pay. I'll make you guys like sign waivers before you come in, so you can't sue me if my fucking tiger gets hungry. I'm like,
and my thing is like majority of animals can smell fear.
Yeah, it's so like I forgot to feed him today. Sorry,
in, they know damn well that's my target. They are terrified of me right now.
Can you imagine, bro? You see the tiger getting ready to like attack you, and then I just go heel. And he fucking stops, bro. Yeah, dude. Comes up to me. I'm that motherfucker's father, bro. And shit. I'm his daddy.
Wow, dude.
I'm his daddy.
That was sick. The true Tiger King.
Hell yeah.
Dope, bro.
Fucking move to the side, Joe Exotic, man. I'm fucking the Tiger King.
Fucking walking your tiger? Like, what? Imagine getting like little
taking
shoes.
him to the dog park. He's got like a little fucking like poodle in his mouth.
Oh my god.
It's like, sorry, he doesn't like how fluffy they are. He thinks they're toys.
Babu, put the dog down. Babu.
Babu.
We talked about
That's a pretty cool name for a tiger. I would name my tiger Babu.
Babu.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Not too bad.
That's nice. That's a cool little.
That'd be fucking crazy, dude. That would be crazy. God. Yo, you want to come over? I don't know. Is your tiger outside or inside? Yeah. I put him out. Don't worry. He's in his cage.
It's fucking.
That would be some cool ass shit, though. I wouldn't lie. I know damn well it would be able to eat me, no questions asked. But knowing me, I'd be like, oh, "Come here, kitty. Come here. Let me rub your face."
I want to know how we got off this topic because of airplane food.
Yeah, animals. The airplane reminded me of the dog story, the shit story. And then you showed me that video of somebody bringing the service peacock onto a plane.
Yeah, man.
And then that brought me into exotic animals.
You know what? That peacock would be fucked if he came into my house because Bapu would eat his ass.
You know what's more concerning to me than somebody getting, like a peacock, say, for a service animal? The person who gave them that animal to say, yes, this can be your service animal. That concerns me a little bit more.
It might not be a service animal. There's a difference. There's like service animals and they like do stuff for you, and then there's just support animals where it's like if you need that animal, if like you got like anxiety or something, and like you need that.
But wouldn't that make them a service animal?
No, they're support animals. Service animals is basically like
they like
if like
provide a service.
You're blind or disabled,
and
they do that shit.
But then that's the thing. Is support animals allowed in, like, transportation, public places like that?
Yeah. So that's.
But they don't have like a tag, because you don't have to tag a support animal.
No, you don't. You just have to have its certification that it's a support animal. Like my dog is a support animal. Like I have a certification for him.
Oh, really?
That's the only reason why he's allowed to be in these apartments, because he's like over 40 pounds, and they don't let animals over 40 pounds in these apartments.
Yeah, it's most cases.
And so
in Jersey.
like. Fucking, he's a bigger dog too, so like they don't like bigger dogs around here.
Yeah.
So we had to register him as like a support animal, and
that's like I would say Gunner, Tasha's dog is a support animal, but he has terrible anxiety. And
That's
you can
like-
see it.
That's like Jules. She got her cat specifically for emotional support, and the cat has the same exact mental problems that she has.
Like, did it stem from being around Jules, or
No,
vice versa?
it was the exact.
Or like, was it just
no.
always the cat? You know,
I'm
like,
telling you, if Jules was a cat, it would be her cat. Like, it's insane how close in
That's wild.
personality they are. Like, it's fucking crazy.
that type of shit's really
Yeah.
funny. That's
It's
really
insane.
funny. Yeah, sometimes if I'm like saying something to her, and I'm like, if I get, excited about what I'm talking about, I'll get loud. Obviously, you know me, and he'll like lay over her and stare at me and just like shake a little, and I'll be like, dude, it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
that's-
mad at anybody.
But that's also like Cass too. I mean, like, again, like I said, he's technically legally a sport dog, but like that dog is like a young ass dog, and he's gray because of how much he stresses himself out. You
Yeah.
pet him, he cries. You don't pet him, he cries. He's outside, he cries. He's inside, he wants to go outside, so he cries
Yep.
because he wants to go outside. Like,
He is a crybaby a little bit.
he stresses himself
He's
out,
just a
bro.
baby.
Yo, he fucking, I was eating something, and he was sitting here, and I was right here, and he kept looking at me, and he like got to here and like tried to like climb on me like this, and I was like, dude, chill.
I
And
love when he
pushed him
does
back,
that.
and then I had like a little bit of my like whatever I was eating left. I was like, you want it? And he jumped down, and he literally shook like this and went. And I was like, yo! I was like, no, man. Like, you need to calm yourself, dude. Like,
just
that shit was...
convulses
He could
straight
not
up.
control himself. I was like...
Oh my
Just me giving him
goodness.
food was stressful. That was, like, the fucking most stressful thing in his life. Like... I've never seen the dog do that in my life.
Oh
That
my
shit's
god.
crazy. But
I could see him doing that
the
too.
older he gets, the weirder noises like he's starting to make, and like it's freaking me out sometimes. And then he just does it more, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you're just fucking getting
You're
old.
just weird.
Yeah, you're weird, and you're getting old, so
Yeah.
you're getting weirder.
Yeah. Didn't think it was possible, but it's happening right in
Yeah,
front of
bro,
my
It's
eyes.
fucking, it's definitely happening. Fuck, man.
Oh shit! I'm gonna grab my water. That's funny, dude. He's a funny animal. I like how animals have such a character to them,
Yeah.
and they end up getting more of said character, like the longer time they spend with you. But it's funny. Like, I feel like they learn their character off of you.
That's like Jim, man. Like Jim is
Jim.
literally me. If he was a cat.
He
if
didn't
I was
start
a
out that
cat,
way
like,
either.
No.
That was the thing.
It's
He was a
just
little
like-
skittish.
Yeah. And he
That was
just grew
fucking
into
wild.
a little asshole. I wonder why.
Grew into a little asshole and likes to fuck Charlie all the time.
Yeah, bro. He fucking rapes him. And like that's like heavy. Like, and you can tell
Some
he doesn't
weird
want
shit,
it.
dude.
Like you can tell Charlie's like, help me, bro. Like, please help me.
My dog,
He
Bear,
stalks his ass.
used to just lay
like-
down and let the neighbor's dog fuck his
Oh
face.
my god.
Like, what? It's not even dominance at that point. Like, what the fuck? You're
Yeah,
just
bro.
not defending yourself whatsoever.
Hey man, they probably have fetishes like us, man. They're
Ugh.
there's probably certain things that they like, and you know, if another dog likes that shit, I mean,
Hey,
why
man.
not hop on
Teach
it?
his
You know what I
own,
mean?
man.
Shit,
It'd be what it be, I suppose.
it do be what it be. It's definitely do.
But like, my dog ain't learned that shit from me, so that's all him. I'm
Mm.
giving him that credit.
Yeah. For real. I'm not fucking my friends and shit. Fucking lurking around the fucking corners, luring them into the little like fucking back part of the washer under the sink in the back room. It's like taking them to an alley in like cat version. It's like, hey kid,
Hey,
follow
come here.
me. I'm good.
What the fuck?
Oh god, my cat's a rapist.
Yeah, basically. Basically. And he started off as a skittish little fuck.
Yo, there needs to be like cat jail. I
Hell
should
yeah.
like take him to like a kennel for like a week so he like learns his lesson.
A kennel. You learn your lesson.
Every time he tries to fuck another cat, they have a gun that shoots bubbles at him because he hates bubbles. So you can just shoot bubbles at him and he'll freak the fuck out.
And then I guess that's the
a
difference
punishment.
where the exotic animals, like, can you imagine having a pet tiger that wants to do that to you? Like how your dog will sometimes grab you and just fucking hump or some shit.
Yeah,
can you
you're
imagine a
getting
tiger doing that?
fucked.
You're just, yeah, that's
You're
happening
getting
to you.
fucked.
That's happening. You are not getting your tiger off of you. Not happening.
Unless you get two tigers so
Like
they
what?
can fuck each other.
That's always my
But,
thing.
like-
It's like no matter how much that animal loves
And it's gonna be
you,
alone. So
in the
like,
back of its head. It's just like that video. There's this one video of somebody who owns a pet bear, and this motherfucker is like, it's not some little pet. It's a full grown fucking Winnie the Pooh coming out the woods. And that's the other thing. They don't have no little enclosure for it. They let that motherfucker in the woods.
Yeah.
So he knows what he is.
Yeah.
Coming back, running up, and just giving this lady a hug. What? Like, you don't ever come back from, like, eating something out there and just, wow, you smell, you smell good. You know what I mean? Just, that's all it takes.
Yeah, it's just
One time she's like, oh my
urges,
god,
man.
it's my pet bear. And he's like, this is it. This is the moment.
I'm fucking
Gone.
hungry right now, man.
Right? I love her, but man, I'm starving.
Oh,
That shit, you are not stopping. You could throw your dog off. You could throw a cat off. You are not stopping a tiger or a bear if they just let their instinct kick in.
it's very.
That's probably the only reason why I wouldn't go out of the way and do that.
Yeah.
Like even a
That's
baboon.
fucking-
A lady who was in the news who had a pet baboon. Motherfucker ripped her whole face off
Yeah.
in a blink of an eye.
And they're crazy. But you
They're
know, that's
fucking
because of just how captive like they're held, you know what I mean? Because they're just in this one place like their entire time. Like I'm sure if you had like a baboon as a pet and like you dressed him up and you brought him places, that fucking motherfucker would be happy as hell.
Monkeys
what
are
I mean?
literally humans with
Yeah.
zero common sense
Yeah, dude.
or
So
speaking.
They'd be happy
But
as
they
hell.
can talk to each other. It's their own way of speaking.
The reason why they attack most of the time is because they're like captive. It's the same as like fucking with like SeaWorld, bro. Fuck SeaWorld.
Fuck
by the way.
SeaWorld.
Fuck SeaWorld.
Fuck SeaWorld.
Fuck SeaWorld.
Aquariums.
Yeah, like
Anything.
the fucking orcas, dude. Like if you go, like if you're out in the wild, like you're in the middle of the ocean and a fucking orca comes up to you, it's not going to attack you. But
Dude.
like they always attack when they're in fucking captivity, like fucking SeaWorld and shit like that. And their fins, like if you notice, like their fins are like
Yeah,
down
they go down when
when
they're
they're
held
in the
when they're held in
fucking-
captivity for
it's
too
crazy. I don't know like the logistics of it and
Free
why that
wee-wee.
happens. Hell yeah, bro. Free all the orcas. Free all them motherfucking sea creatures,
long. No, yeah,
bro.
that shit is
Put
really
them
crazy.
back. I support the places that like the zoos and aquariums and stuff that like they'll have the creatures so they like if like they found them in the wild like about to die and they nurse them back to health and they
Yeah.
like let them back in the wild.
That's
but I don't like the
understandable,
shit where it's
depending
just
on
like
how
they
long it
take them
takes, because
and like they just breed them specifically for the entertainment
Yeah.
of like going there. And
No,
shit.
that's
like,
bullshit.
because like the places again like the sanctuaries like they're using like the money that you spend to go see those animals to
Yeah.
help those animals and rehabilitate them to bring them back to the wild.
Right.
But zoos it's just like and like regular aquariums it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Especially SeaWorld, like they fucking like torture them motherfuckers just to do tricks for
Yeah,
you.
just
like,
to put on a show.
Fuck
that's,
that,
That's the
dude.
bullshit.
It's like fucking my girlfriend was talking about like how like she went to like the Cowtown Rodeo and like it's like I don't know necessarily what it is but it's like they have like a whole bunch of like animals and shit like that and like you can hear them beating them motherfuckers from the like you're in the crowd and you can hear them like
Do
beating
you know
the motherfuckers
what
from
rodeos
like, the back.
do?
Yeah, dude.
Like
they're
besides all that
crazy.
beating shit and whatever, do you know why like rodeos exist? Like why the bull or the horse that they come out on kicks like that?
They put fucking
They put a
like
clamp
something
on their ball
yeah
sack.
and they also
and it squeezes.
that and they also put something it's a strap that goes like kind of
Mhm.
like in their thighs like this and it's
Yeah.
really tight which is why they kick because it's like on their fucking legs and they're
Yeah.
trying to like get it
Get
off.
it off.
And, like, yeah, they just irritate it so it fucking goes after you and shit like that and, like, do all that
for
shit.
entertainment
and, like,
purposes,
yeah, it's
bro.
fucking
It's
crazy.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's so dumb.
There's many other things we could do.
Yeah.
Many other things we could do. Honest to God, if there's people in this world starving to death, shoot that motherfucking bull and send the meat out. Like, what are we doing putting on a show with that motherfucker?
Yeah. And it's not even that. It's like you don't need to like force them to do shit that's out of their nature. Like, animals are fucking interesting on their own.
As is.
Like, and the fact that like we already like know that they can do the stuff because it's going on now.
Yeah.
It's interesting enough to know that they can do that. They don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? There's proof that they can do it. We don't need to fucking see it.
Like those times where people have like rodeos or some shit and the bull just happens to jump over a gate and kill like 3 people on the way out, and they're all, oh, that bull should get put down. No, you asked for that.
Yeah, you guys paid to fucking see that, and like
that's what they do, and you brought it into a building around hundreds of people.
That's like somebody coming and torturing.
Expect?
That's like somebody coming and torturing you, and you fighting for your life and killing like somebody, and then them going, yeah, sorry, like we have to execute you. You're a murderer. Like,
right?
It's fucking crazy.
It don't make no sense.
It's insane, and like, I don't know, man. I was gonna say something too. About something else like that. I don't know. Yeah, the fucking... You know what's really crazy? The fucking... like how in some countries, they release, like, just, like, a whole bunch of bulls throughout the city. And, like, everybody fucking, like, tries to, like, dip and dodge the bulls. You see, like, the entire city's, like, out. And it's, like, a legit, like, holiday to them. Like, people get fucked up and, like, they get fucking, like... Man, some people fucking die.
Can you imagine
dude?
just
That
walking to the store,
insane.
going to get some like bread, and you just turn a corner?
Yeah, you don't know. It's like
a
you
bull
don't know this is going on and shit.
Charging
yeah, you're like,
right
oh,
at you.
I wonder why all these people are outside right now.
Oh my god! And you're mad that you stepped in like a mud puddle or some shit. You're like, oh, what the fuck! I just bought these shoes.
Damn, my day fucking sucks. I burnt my toast. I just stepped in this fucking puddle.
What else could go wrong?
My fucking neighbor just fucking got killed by my wolf. Like,
oh my.
Today sucks.
Some dumb lady brought a fucking peacock onto the airplane this morning. Just
Smacked
unreal
me
today.
Right in the fucking face, dude. I did see a dude walk around with a monkey.
Just sends you like.
I did see a dude walk around with a monkey dressed up as like a person. It was kind of cool, and it lightened up my day a little bit. But like, other than that, today fucking sucks. And now there's a bull charging at me at like 35 miles an hour.
This day is bullshit. Boom!
How ironic. What were his last words when he was killed by this bull? Man.
You're gonna get a kick out of this one. I heard it. That's honestly great. That is gold. This day is bullshit.
You wanna know what I really wanna do? Skydive.
Yeah. Felt that. I feel like I'd probably have such a bad panic attack that I'd probably die.
That's what I was saying. I feel like there's a whole
back.
bunch of stuff that I feel like I would like want to do, but like my body wouldn't let me. Like skydiving and bungee jumping and shit like that. Like I
need somebody to be like,
do it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would love to do it, and it looks cool. And when I see people do it, I'm like, you know, that's all right. You know, I mean, I can do that.
Because I've always
said
like,
my whole life, I want to
skydive on the ground.
Once I step there and I see like how high it is, and I know that I'm gonna have to fall like that. I don't know. It's like,
yeah,
it's fucking freaky.
Because I'd like to skydive, but I hate planes. I've been in a plane 3 times and never have I once thought, it'd be a cool moment to jump out.
I've never been in a plane.
It's terrifying, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie.
I hear it's like
the beginning feels like a roller coaster, right? Once you get up, it's like, all right, cool, we're definitely in the air. The thing that's scary about airplanes to me, I think, is turbulence, especially if you don't know what turbulence is and you go on your first airplane. That is absolutely. I thought everything was like breaking down midair, and I thought my life was gone immediately. But what was it? Someone was just like, no, it's just turbulence. I was like, oh my god, okay, cool. Whew. But either way, that was like, because I had the window seat and I was looking right at the wing. We hit turbulence, and the wing out of nowhere went. I was like, this is it. I'm going down.
Fuck that,
Oh,
dude. Like, again,
and then the
like,
whole plane just
like
shakes.
Unless I'm fucking, like, going, like, somewhere, like, overseas, I'm not taking a plane. Like, I'll drive, or, like, if I'm, like, going, like, somewhere down south, like, the islands and shit, I'll take a boat. But, like,
bro,
I don't know. I like being close to land.
Yeah.
Unless I'm hiking or, like, climbing something. Like, I like doing that shit. I like going high up places, but I don't like specifically being in something that floats.
Yeah. And then when they have to, like, turn,
why
you're
does
like,
it do that?
You're, like, sideways.
Like, it's like, I understand, like, there's specific sciences to planes and stuff, but I still don't find a reason why that's logical.
Yeah. And it happens numerous times in every plane ride.
It's
it just happens because the wind is going against the plane.
It's a giant metal.
That's terrifying.
It's a giant metal tube with wings. That's like it's thousands of pounds.
You
and
can't
it carries
open a window.
Whole bunch of
obviously,
people.
there's like 100 people
like,
in front of you, 100 people
going
behind you.
You're going like 300 miles an hour at like 1,000 feet. There's nothing like connecting you to the ground. You're just in this tube that's like,
and it's just like a weird
warp
like
through air,
like as you're going, because it's like airtight. So it's excuse me. You could tell the pressure. You could feel the pressure, but it's just weird to hear. And then when you start to turn and you are sideways, you don't realize you're sideways until you look to the side. Say you're like on the right side of the plane. You look to the left side, and everybody to the left of you is down here.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah. Like it's the same. Like it's the same with cars. Like honestly, but like not to the same extent. Like whenever I'm in a car, like sometimes I'll always like be looking around and I'm like, holy shit, like we're literally just in like a metal box on wheels, like flooring it at like 80.
Dude.
At like
actually
80.
Turbulence in a plane kind of feels like an extremely windy day in a car on the very top of like a wobbly bridge. But just imagine the whole car shaking too.
I feel like I would rather be
in the air.
From what you described, I feel like I would rather be in a plane. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, the plane does feel safer. Yeah. In a way, the plane does feel safer, but also, in no moment are you like, yeah, I'd be okay to, like, land right now. Like, I'd be okay to, like, crash land right now. You don't have that. You're just like, oh my god, we're gonna die right now.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
literally, the second time I ever took a plane, I brought my Bible on it and read it the entire time. I did not look up at all because I was absolutely terrified.
I feel like I would want to look out the
like
window,
planes.
but it's like, again, just knowing the situation that I'm in. Like I said, I'm just floating. I wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
Like, I like heights, but not when I'm just in the air, unsuspended.
Yeah, no.
Like,
it's different up there. It is different up there.
I would like to fly.
It's gorgeous.
Though.
Don't
like,
get me wrong.
I wish I can personally fly. Like,
yeah. Yes. Like wings.
Sorry.
That'd be cool. I would love.
But yeah, that would be fucking sick, so dude. Like, can you imagine just being like, oh shit, I'm late for work, and you're in like traffic right now, and you just fucking leave your car, dude, and you fucking
just flap.
Yeah. Like, that would be fucking awesome. Like, I feel like I wouldn't need a car.
I'd probably poop on some birds just for payback. For all the times I freshly cleaned my car.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Or, like, I got pooped on. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd aim for some birds.
Fuck that, dude. That always sucks getting shit on.
Hell yeah.
It's always unsuspecting.
I never really knew. Either.
They're
like,
accurate.
I never felt it.
They're really
very
accurate, man.
Like, that's why
I
I
like
take
they
it
do it on
personal.
purpose.
Because, yeah,
Like,
there's no way you hit me on accident.
You don't really see shit on the ground. It's always on things when it's in neighborhoods. Like, they target shit.
Like what are the odds
like,
I was in direct rocket shot of your asshole at that very split second into. I don't believe it. I
and
think
like,
you
and
shat
like,
upon me.
They're fucking, they're flying, so it's like they have to time
They gotta
that
do
shit.
it early, right?
Because
They
like
have to.
they have to shit early, so the shit also flies like forward a little bit. And
That's
like,
what I'm saying. You didn't just poop on me. You fucking target. You aimed and targeted, and just fucking launched it like a bomb. That's why I take it personal. Anytime I've gotten shat upon. Fuck them rats with wings.
And gooses suck because they're just like tiny versions of people turds, but they're green, and they're
It's
just
like
everywhere. Like when you had to like go, when they would make us like run at school, like they wouldn't even fucking have the decency to clean the track. It would be like coated, like there would be nowhere to walk because the whole entire blacktop and the grass would be like coated.
Those
in
birds were
geese
different.
shit.
Remember the time one tried to kill us with a fish?
Yeah.
Big ass fish.
It's okay. They're fucking the bats in this town are addicted to fucking cigarettes. Jason flicked a cigarette at this bat and it caught it and it just flew away with the cigarette. We were like, damn, bro, of course. Only in South Amboy, man.
It probably thought it was a lightning bug.
Yeah. They thought it was something.
Hell yeah. He just caught it perfect. It was like, you know what? This ain't that bad.
Now that now that bat is probably smoking like mad cigarettes.
That bat
every
probably
day.
stands outside of like local stores.
Hey, you got a cigarette?
You got a cigarette?
I got a cigarette.
Can I give you $2? 3 cigarettes, please.
Oh, God.
That's fucking great. What are the odds, though, dude? I mean, what are the odds? He flew away with it.
Yeah.
He didn't drop it when he realized it wasn't a
No.
bug. He was puffing that motherfucker.
Hell yeah, dude. He had to have been. And if he wasn't, he just enjoyed the
I
look.
get it, dude. They
and
come
the
out at the
aesthetic,
nighttime.
man.
It was probably the first cigarette of the night.
Hell
Fell
yeah,
at you.
dude. He just woke up. He was like, oh, man, I need my blood and coffee. Or not my coffee, my blood and cigarettes. That would be the fucking thing. Hey, man, real question for you.
What is that?
Pipe cleaners.
Oh, word.
So, now, this is going to get a little deep, okay?
Deep too.
I hope you can, brace yourself for this.
Brace yourself.
Because, like, everybody that I've talked to about this, it's, like, changed their entire life.
Okay.
Alright?
Heard. Shoot.
Do you think the pyramids were built by aliens?
Honestly, I never, like, pinpointed what it could possibly be. Because a lot of people say that it is impossible for it to be human. Which I agree with.
See,
if
I
it's
don't
just the
believe that.
regular
See, I don't believe that.
construction crew. But also back then, there were a lot more people under a lot more different circumstances. And if you didn't do a service for whoever ran wherever you were, you died. And they knew just where to find you. And there was many, many, many hands. Manpower is amazing.
But you know what's
have enough
crazy,
people.
though? I recently learned that it wasn't... A lot of the people who built the pyramids weren't necessarily slaves. Like, there were, like, probably some slaves, obviously, because that time was, like, fucked up. But, like, a lot of people, like, actually, like, were, like, doing it because, like, back then, like, the king or, like, the pharaoh and shit, like, that shit meant something to them. Like, it's not like today where our presidents, we just fucking make memes about them and, like, joke around. Like, that shit was, like, sacred to them. So, like, whatever, like, if, like, that pharaoh or, like, leader had a plan, like, they fucking, the people who were, like, with him and, like, loyal to him, like, they wanted to fucking, like, make that plan, like, actually happen. And, like, you gotta think, like, how many people they had working on it.
And also, I'm going to bring something else into your world on that aspect. I actually just looked up a couple videos about, like, this topic and other things.
Yeah.
There was one, he was basically like a scientist, I guess, but he also just, like, discovers history. Like, he looks back on history, studies history, not discovers, I'm sorry. But he said, basically, back in, like, the beginning of times, right? There wasn't obviously, like, things like how we have today. Like, chemicals in the air, like chemtrails, shit from, smoke from, like, different factories, and all that other type of shit that we've created. In the beginning of times, it was more plants everywhere, right? There wasn't as many, obviously, trees knocked down for houses and buildings and this, that, and a third. There was a lot more material still, original material that we haven't gotten our hands on yet, right?
Yeah.
Back then, supposedly the air was different, right? Because we didn't add any bullshit to it yet. So there was like a study, and he even proved it himself. With more clean air, like, I forget exactly what he was saying about the air, like what chemical of what, you know, natural shit was there, but with the more natural air, the more plants and everything, nature that we had around at the time, things were a lot bigger than how we have them now. Anything, even ourselves, the people that were here, because food was bigger, like certain, like, fruits, vegetables, whatever, and not off of a water-based spectrum, but off of that, like, how something would be filled with water,
well, it's
right?
The same
Water-based.
Like, even bugs were bigger, like prehistoric ages. Like,
exactly.
They were huge.
Exactly. So there's, and that's the thing. There's still, I feel like how there's certain areas where there's still bugs that are that big. They didn't necessarily switch anything up in their lives, right? So, like, a lot of the time, centipedes, you find them underneath rocks or, like, under something in ground. They didn't really switch to above ground. That's why I feel like there's a lot of them that are still roughly that size, because you know, they never switched up.
I'm pretty sure, it's crazy, I'm pretty sure the Egyptians were really small.
Yes,
like,
but they also do find a lot
stature,
of fossils, think of it, of giant footprints.
There were probably
things like
really
that.
huge fucking people too, but like
Right.
a lot of them were pretty small for the most part.
But the ones that were there,
but like, yeah,
they probably
right.
put to fucking work.
And you got to think, like, there were so many people working on the pyramids at once, and fucking the rocks are heavy, yeah. But like, you got to think, if you get enough people, they can push, like, basically anything.
Right.
You know,
there was no bad food and
and
shit
like,
back then. They ate natural. For the ones who were able to eat, they ate natural.
And you got to think, like,
one man today can pull an 18-wheeler.
We have like crazy, like, type of, like, you know, not necessarily like electronic technology, but just like technology in general, like tracks and stuff, like modern tracks. But like back in the day, like they used to use like wood and like straps and stuff, and like pull and like push. They used to like pull and push shit, and like people think like that's like impossible. And then like obviously like people are like, oh yeah, well, like, how do they lift the rocks? Like, yeah, the pushing part, okay, like that's like explainable, but how did they fucking get them to like lift it to make the pyramids? And like, you gotta think, they probably just, all they did was like, they used a whole bunch of like straps and like machinery. They still had the like stuff to make things that were durable enough to hold the weight of the rocks. So as long as they have stuff to guide it, like they have a wooden like thing like the size of the rocks to like be around it, and then they have the straps and they can kind of like send it up, and then like they push it forward, and then they fucking put the structures in like that. And people just think like it's like impossible. It's the same with Stonehenge. Like Stonehenge wasn't really that hard. All they did was like fucking, they, for the most part, they just put wooden tracks on the ground and just
a lot of people don't, like, in today's world, don't realize how literally limited people were. They literally had to use what was outside. Well, they were outside. They had to build their house, you know what I mean? Like, they had to use everything around them. They didn't have fucking like, Google. They couldn't look things up. They couldn't go to a grocery store.
I feel like people are smart, like, now. Like, again, like, we're probably the smartest we've ever been. But at the time, like, it's not like they were stupid, you know what I mean? Like, they were smart, which means they had to work with what they had, you know? They didn't have all that shit, so they had to find, you know, our shit always came from something else. We learned either from other things or ourselves.
So, like, for example, way long time ago type shit, you're going through the woods, and it's like, oh, what was it? Grandpa just had these purple berries right here, and he is stroking out. So everybody in the village, don't eat these purple berries right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We find out. Either
Yeah.
that, or it's like we see the same thing from an animal. Okay, that animal just ate from that bush, and it just dropped dead. Nobody eat from that bush.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And that, that's crazy. Like, and it's just like, it's just simple things like that, that they had to do, and that gave us ideas to make what we have now. So like, sorry. I don't know. It could have been aliens, but like I feel like it's still realistic that people have done it. I feel like that's the more logical.
Right.
Thing.
I can't say I don't believe in aliens. I definitely think that there's other living forms out in the world, because why, if it's so big, why would we possibly be the only things alive in the entire universe? Why the entire universe then? But also, I think of it like this. It's very easy to play mind games, especially at the advancement as we are today. So for like people seeing UFO sightings, it's very easy for our minds to get tricked, especially with what we see all the time in movies and blah, 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 people's theories and what so. But I don't think if there was any type of life form out in outer space besides us, I feel like it would be the same concept as us, right? Basically, like, it would take us this long to get to here. Why would it take them any quicker to get over all the way over here, which is the same
unless
distance?
They're just real. They could.
Unless
be
it
more
is a complete different, right?
You know what
like,
I mean? They
who's to
just
say
haven't
what?
come here yet. You know what I mean? We could just be really far away from like any because like we could just be alone where we are, but like if you travel like say like this is us. Like, this is the Milky Way. If you travel, like, a little bit this way, like, there could be, like, a whole area bigger than the Milky Way where it's all, like, advanced, like, species. And some can be more advanced than others. And, like, you know what I mean? We could just be, like, a tiny lone thing that's, like... we can just be a tiny lone
We're
part
literally
of the
smaller
universe
than, like, a single piece of sand.
That hasn't been explored by the other people yet. Or, like, vice versa. Or something like that. I feel like... our DNA is like I think I like read something. It could be like fake, but like our DNA like could be extraterrestrial.
Well, we are part of outer space.
There were I think there were like traces on like a rock that was like floating in outer space of like our DNA and shit. And I feel like if that is the case, like, we could be, like, me and Nick were talking about it, we could be, like, a species from, like, mad far away, and we're the aliens to Earth. We just kept sending DNA to different planets to, like, grow and evolve to continue our, like, bloodline in our species.
Or maybe there's
like,
already naturally DNA just floating about, and that's how planets get people. Maybe. It just lands. Maybe. It's all everywhere.
We could just be a traveling species. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we could possibly be from somewhere else in the universe, and we just slowly sent our DNA to different places. Like, for instance, our DNA could have possibly been sent to Mars, because at some point Mars was a planet like this before its atmosphere burnt out. You know what I mean? So I feel like once that atmosphere started burning out, we had to send some stuff here, and then we started growing here. Like, it's fucking weird shit, you know?
Weird we shit forever.
We don't know forever. Oh my god.
That is crazy. Maybe that's what stars actually are. We're just looking at other rocks that advance just like us, and it's just other cities.
Well, stars are like different. I don't know if they're like different solar systems, but they are like I know they're already the ones that you see for the most part are like dead, but like other stars are just like different solar systems and shit that you see, like different suns to solar systems, or different suns that like already died, like exploded. You can see a few planets from the sky, but they just look like stars, unless you look into a telescope or something.
I went to the Poconos one time, and I forget what was happening at that specific like couple of days, but it was something about the planets, and Mars and Venus were closer than usual, and right where the like horizon is. They were right here. Boom, boom. And the rest of like it was separated by like the rest of the sky and then the stars up top, like how it normally is. But they were just so obviously separated. And it was Mars was you could see it was red and Venus was yellowish. And the rest of it was just like white star, like normal. It was just so cool, dude, because it was like it was obvious. Like I remember reading about how it was gonna be visible, so I was just like looking up, and I remember just looking right down, and right where the sun was like setting, off to like slightly to the west, just boom, boom, right in the front. It was, dude, it was one of the coolest things ever. They were so small though. If they were any higher, I would have thought they were stars.
Yeah.
But it was just, once I thought about it, I looked really hard at it, and one was obviously red, and the other was just a little yellowish. I was like, holy shit, that's Mars and Venus.
I was sitting out one night. It was like, I think it was like around like 2 a.m. But me and Jay were hanging out, and we were smoking cigarettes on his porch. And we were both just high as fuck, and we were staring into the sky, like over where the baseball fields are.
Mm.
And we seen the fucking, one of the space satellites fucking float by.
Really?
Shit was crazy. Or it was something. It might not have been a space satellite. I don't know if you'd be able to even see a space satellite, but that shit looked like some sort of satellite.
You could see them, but it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. That shit was pretty cool, though.
That is pretty cool. Keith told me he, when he was really young, he was looking at the sky one time right before he was going inside, and he saw Aurora Borealis here in Jersey.
Here?
Yeah. A piece of it.
Wait, was it like
he was
a
like,
week or two when
he said,
I was in Tennessee?
No, he said he was like 6.
Oh, because apparently,
so he was like,
apparently fucking, when I was in Tennessee for like a day or two, in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, there were fucking
talking about.
Aurora Borealis is here. Was it really?
Yeah, dude. As always.
I was in Tennessee too. I was so pissed. I was like, of course. The one time I leave Jersey, there's like some crazy shit going on. I was like, I've always wanted to see the auroras, like, and it was in fucking Jersey. I was like, are you kidding me?
That's on my bucket list. Definitely. I want to do that so bad. There's a campground. It's like 4.5 hours away from here. It's, I think, in upper state New York, closer to, I want to say Connecticut. But it's the specific spot, it's illegal to have any lights. So by the time it gets dark, you have to like have everything set up, like your campsite, because you can't even have like fire or nothing, because it's light pollution. And from that spot, you can see apparently Aurora Borealis. And like, I don't even know, dude. I want to go so bad. Pictures don't even do justice. I want to go so bad.
Yeah.
I have it saved actually in my phone. The location.
That's definitely one of like the main things I want to see. That and like, I don't know, I really want to go to Japan. Japan is like definitely on my bucket list. Cause it's just so nice.
It's just
everywhere.
With people.
Not if you go, like, again, there's places that aren't like really, like, you know what I mean, they have like their mountain areas and stuff like that, and
their mountain areas are definitely
but like
to go by.
I don't know, I wouldn't mind like visiting the city and then also visiting like more like the secluded areas, but like I mainly want to like film like an episode of Paranormal Tapes in the Suicide Forest, because that shit would be fucking crazy.
That would be crazy.
Just, there's a bunch of places in Japan that are, like, extremely haunted, and I don't know. I definitely want to go to Japan a few times and film there.
That'd be really cool.
Hell yeah. That would be really
Hopefully
sick.
Logan Paul didn't fuck it up for everybody else to go record in Suicide Forest.
I don't know. I've seen people go, like, a little bit after him and stuff. So, I don't know. It might be alright.
It looks really cool. But I already, like, if I go into the woods, I already see shit in the trees, so I wouldn't be able to go there.
Fucking, speaking of, like, fucking, like, nature, I want to fucking, it's not possible, but I want to fucking, I would love to explore, like, the deep parts of, like, the Amazon forest. Because that shit would be crazy, because, like, apparently that's like more unexplored than the ocean. The Amazon forest. because it's just so big and so dense.
Yeah.
And like, I don't even know. I think we've only like explored like maybe, I don't know, maybe like 10%. I could be wrong, but fucking, I don't know. Let me see.
If we found some freaky looking animals in the ocean already, and we haven't really discovered not even half of it,
Well, you gotta think like
I can only imagine.
the Amazon
What we'd
forest
find
is
on
just
land.
like let me search it up. The Amazon forest. Let's see how big it is, and
Enormous.
how big is the Amazon forest?
Did that just say almost 3 million? Wow.
Yup. 2.5
Holy
million miles.
Square miles.
Miles. Wow, that's crazy.
That's 2.5 million of this town.
Yeah. That's fucking wow. Yeah,
I'm
that is
just-
crazy. 2.5 million of this town. That's insane. So you gotta think how dense that is. And apparently
Wow.
in like the middle, like the densest part, apparently we haven't been there, but we have like these like radars that you send like lasers, I guess, around the area, and it like kind of maps
Like,
out the
scan-
landscape and
yeah, I know
stuff.
what you're talking about.
And they found out that there's possibly soil there that isn't anywhere else in the world, and like there's a bunch of
Completely
plants there
unsafe.
that like literally aren't anywhere else in the world because that soil isn't natural, it's man-made, which means that there was possibly a civilization in the middle of the Amazon forest that like was like at least like a few mil strong because of how far the soil spanned out in the place. So they would probably think there's like a few million people,
Wow.
which is crazy
I
to
believe
think.
it.
That's like fucking New York City, and then
Yeah.
like a couple fucking 1,000 years later, a couple 100,000 years later to a million years, it's just a fucking rainforest. And people are like, oh, I wonder what's in there. Like,
Yeah.
and apparently those people that were, I mean, these are just speculations, but like this, I don't know how they figured it out. Nick was explaining it better, but like apparently like these people, from like what they found, were possibly just as intelligent, if not more intelligent than we are,
Yeah. That makes sense.
which is crazy.
It does make sense, honestly.
That's fucking wow.
It's probably the plants and everything that are there that aren't anywhere else is probably because we give off, obviously, like proteins and stuff to the ground. So it might just be if a whole civilization was right there, if they all died there, it could just be off of our nutrients and such like that.
Yeah, and it's not
Again,
even like
unscathed stuff because they don't have like cheeseburgers and shit.
and it's not even like we can know if there's like structures there because we haven't
Yeah.
been there. We're just like judging off of like lasers and stuff,
Right.
and that's why I want to know, man. I want to know what's like in there, because like if that's like more unexplored than the fucking rainforest, like I feel like, dude, or not the rainforest, I said more
The
unexplored
ocean?
than more
Yeah.
unexplored than the ocean, but like I feel like we're really good as humans at destroying nature. I feel like I'm not like saying we should destroy the Amazon rainforest, but I feel like we have enough power to at least carve one nice little path, or like a few little paths to get where we're going. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's how it always starts, and then it just becomes like.
But I'm saying for people who want to like explore, like fucking not like what are they called, archaeologists and stuff like that, people who
Yeah.
like go on expeditions to like find stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're not looking to like start a whole new like civilization. They're just looking for like relics of like the past and stuff for the most part.
I think
and
they
like
need
they're
to have
historians
people that are good off of directions.
Yeah,
and can't
but
cut
I'm saying I feel
anything.
like they can get something like a machine or two that'll like carve like a fucking tiny little car path.
Yeah, but then if there's only plants and things like that in there, you're now, what if you're coming across that area which we wouldn't know because we haven't been over there yet. We just scan it and you destroy it, or half of it, or a piece of it, or whatever the case is. And then because you destroyed this area, another like 10 or 20% dies over here. You know? Just, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like it always starts in like little sections, and then it's like, oh, whoa, we're going over this way. So
I feel like it would take a very long time, like longer than the person would be alive. But I feel like if he has like, you know, people like who are continuing the research and stuff throughout time.
Yeah.
Like if as long as they slowly do it and like only go like maybe like a little bit at a time, so they're not like taking out a shit ton of stuff, they can like research that little area and then continue on and see if like there's any, like, you know what I mean, they can test the soils, test everything, make sure like everything's safe to keep going.
I definitely
like they have to make sure there's no dangers, like a
that
whole
would
bunch
be
of,
cool
like,
for the
there could be a whole
like,
bunch of like legit like big like predators that we don't know exist, that we've never seen, like, and they don't even need to look like anything that we've ever seen, like, you know what I mean, we don't know what's in there. There could be anything in there. There could still be the fucking people living in there.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know what I mean?
For discovery purposes and knowledge purposes, that would definitely be cool to
like
do.
It would be cool to know,
but just because
like,
of how you began that with people are really good at destroying nature.
No, that's what I wasn't. No, I wasn't. That's why I said I'm not like supporting like people destroying nature, but we're really good at it. So I feel like it would just be easy to hire like one or two people to help an archaeologist along the way.
We should make a scanner
little path
that's
not necessarily
purposefully
destroying
avoids
stuff.
plants, and it just scans anything else but plants, so we can see through all of it. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
So at least you could pinpoint, oh, there's a big fucking blob over here. Let's go this way and see what it is.
The reason why you would need to make a path is because like it's not like you would be able to like walk through it.
And leave.
No, it's just like it's not even like you would be able to walk through it because of how thick it is.
Yeah.
And like even if like that doesn't bother you and you would just like walk through all of that thick ass bullshit, you got to think about like, one, like I said, all of the like predators, like animals and stuff, and then two, there's probably a whole bunch of like snakes and poisonous spiders and shit that are just in the leaves and stuff, like weird little ticks, just things that feed off of you that'll give you like some weird disease that you're not immune to because you're not in that area. Like that's why you would need to make like a footpath or something like that. Like you can't just like bare balls go in that.
That'd be crazy. Like some Tarzan shit.
I think it stopped.
Really?
Yeah, but the audio on here is still good. Huh.
Word. Shout outs to the cameras.
Shout out. Thank God that was there. That was like the last topic that I had in my mind anyway. I couldn't really think of anything else.
Word.
But, yeah.
Not too shabby.
No, not too shabby, bro. Fucking, I'm gonna switch this mic off since it's not doing anything now. Hope y'all enjoyed our podcast, our first episode. We're gonna try and do them weekly. Yeah, our fucking socials are down below, so go follow that shit. And, yeah, stay roch.
Stay roch. Forever.
Forever, bro. Not my chin, not my problem.
That's what I say, baby.